Meet Jeremy Sochan, the second-year player of the Spurs who's been making waves with his recent transformation from a power forward to a point guard. This switch-up isn't just about positions, it's about redefining the role and bringing a fresh perspective to the game. Now, this experiment, masterminded by the legendary coach Greg Popovich, hasn't been without its challenges. Sochan himself admits that it's been a bit of a mess, navigating the demands of this new role. But the Spurs are all in, believing in his potential. Remember, Sochan's previous season was spent as a power forward, averaging 11 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. That's some serious decent numbers, but the Spurs want more out of that. So, why did they do this change? Well, it's because of its defensive potential. The Spurs are aiming to create a towering wall of defenders, disrupting opponents and creating damage on the court. And they believe Sochan, with his unique combination of size, skill, and grit, is the key to unlocking this defensive juggernaut. Of course, adapting to a new position isn't easy, especially in the fast-paced world of the NBA today. Jeremy's facing bumps and bruises, but he's learning, growing, and adapting. And the Spurs are behind him every step of the way, providing support and encouragement. Jeremy's versatility as a defender could be a game changer for the Spurs. His ability to guard multiple positions would be a valuable asset to their defensive scheme. Moreover, the Spurs' offensive system with Coach Pop doesn't rely solely on a traditional point guard. They often initiate possessions with handoffs from their big men or post-ups. This transition could open up new possibilities for the team and create mismatches for their opponents. Of course, it might take Sochan some time to fully adapt to his new role, but the potential rewards are well worth the investment. Jeremy has taken on a new challenge this season running the point guard position. This transition has been no walk in the park for him, as he's never played point guard before. He admits that the mental aspect of the role has been just as demanding as the physical side. He's constantly making decisions, directing the offense, and trying to stay one step ahead of the defense. It's a lot to ask of a young player, but Sochan is determined to make it work.
Again, brand new position. I have never played point guard, so it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be a roller coaster, and I'm just here to grow and, learn.
Luckily, he has some help from veteran point guard Tre Jones, the only true point guard on the Spurs roster. Jones has been a great mentor to Sochan, helping him learn the ropes of the position and providing support along the way. Despite the challenges, the Spurs are sticking with the experiment. They believe that Sochan has the potential to be a good playmaker, and they're willing to give him the time and space he needs to develop. Sochan's transition to point guard is seen as a way to accelerate his development and potentially maximize his potential on offense. With his size, athleticism, and playmaking ability, he has the tools to be a special player in this league. In addition to the change in position, Sochan often has to guard some of the best perimeter players on the opposing team. This adds to the challenge of his new role, but it also gives him the opportunity to learn from some of the best in the business. Even after the struggles, Jeremy has shown some promising performances. He's had games where he's scored double-digit points, along with multiple rebounds and assists. These flashes of brilliance give the Spurs hope that he can be a key part of their future. The decision to turn Jeremy Sochan into the team's point guard has been a bold move, one that has not gone unnoticed. Some fans have raised eyebrows, questioning his ability to handle the playmaking duties and wondering if this shift might hinder the team's progress. Comparisons have been drawn to Tre Jones, the Spurs' only true point guard, with data suggesting that Jones' presence on the court leads to improved defensive ratings and a better offensive rating. Critics point out that Sochan's ball handling skills need work and that he hasn't been able to consistently set up his teammates, particularly the towering Victor Wembanyama, for scoring opportunities. Despite the doubts and concerns, Jeremy remains determined to make the position change a success. He openly admits the challenges he faces, but is thankful for the support he's received from his teammates and coaches. Since the Spurs decided to give him a chance as the team's point guard, Sochan has somewhat found his groove. He's got a knack for seeing the whole court and making pinpoint passes with either hand. His assist rate has skyrocketed by over 45% since he took on the role of a point guard. Last season, he averaged a mere 2.5 assists per game, but this season, after just 15 games, he's already averaging 4.4 assists per game. However, his role as the point guard seems to be less about controlling the offense and more about feeding the ball to the team's star rookie, Wembanyama. Sochan might not be the ideal point guard, and Coach Popovich might agree, but that doesn't mean he can't learn the ropes. By giving him some quality time at the point guard position, the Spurs are allowing him to develop his playmaking skills, which will ultimately make him a more versatile and valuable player. Sochan is still a raw talent, but his defensive potential is far ahead of Tre Jones. This experiment allows the Spurs to assess the strengths and weaknesses of their players while also increasing their chances of securing a top draft pick in the upcoming season. In other words, they're playing smart and strategically, giving themselves the best possible chance of success in the long run, or simply, they are tanking. The Spurs are making a bold move right now by ditching the traditional point guard role and opting for a more versatile ball-handling lineup. This isn't just about Jeremy. It's about putting the best players on the court, even if it means breaking the mold. Some believe that Tre Jones lacks the size and offensive prowess to lead the team effectively in today's NBA. The Spurs believe that a traditional small, true floor general is no longer a necessity. Players like Sochan, Vassell, Johnson, and even Wemby are capable of bringing the ball up and initiating the plays. Sochan, in particular, has shown an instinct for passing, making him the most suitable candidate for the role. What further strengthens his case is his remarkable improvement in shooting during his rookie season. If he can continue to hone his shot, especially from three-point range, he could see more opportunities to run the point. However, his ball handling skills still need some polish, making him an unlikely full-time point guard at this stage. But the Spurs' primary goal is to find a way to maximize their 5 best players, even if it means running unorthodox lineups without a true point guard. Besides, Coach Pop has placed his faith in Jeremy's remarkable development. He possesses an unmatched work ethic, a trait that has propelled him to new heights. Just look at his mid-season shooting transformation last season. Have you ever witnessed such a rapid improvement? Mid-season, Sochan overhauled his free throw shooting technique, a move that paid off. His free throw percentage skyrocketed from a mere 40% at the start of the season to an impressive 70% by the end. So, when it comes to stepping up as a playmaker for this team, Jeremy Sochan is the man to watch. The idea of a point forward isn't exactly a new concept in the NBA. Stars like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Draymond Green have all dominated this role, which demands a high basketball IQ, incredible court vision, and the ability to orchestrate an offense. While these players are all scoring threats, and except for Draymond, they also excel at distributing the ball efficiently, even though they aren't natural playmakers. The San Antonio Spurs are hoping for a similar outcome for their young project. They're envisioning a future where he transforms into Point Sochan. Even if he's already showcased his impressive open court ball handling skills and his IQ as a passer, his team's performance has suffered due to a lack of playmaking. There have been moments where Jeremy's lack of explosiveness off the dribble has made it difficult to penetrate opposing defenses. And there have also been instances where he's committed silly turnovers by forcing tough passes. But hey, that's all part of the learning process. After all, the Spurs' ultimate goal is for Sochan to blossom into a point forward who can serve as a secondary playmaker once they find their long-term point guard solution. The Spurs are taking a similar approach to Sochan's development as other teams have with their point forward prospects. Let's take a look at players who started as raw talents and blossomed into stars. Giannis Antetokounmpo, for instance, didn't begin his career as a point forward, but he gradually evolved into one. Just like Sochan, Giannis possessed the passing skills but needed practice to refine them and gain confidence. Another player Jeremy could emulate is Draymond Green. Green's role involves setting screens, initiating plays at the top of the key, and delivering pinpoint passes to Curry, Thompson, and other shooters. Sochan has the privilege of playing alongside a talent like Wembanyama, which will undoubtedly aid him in this role. This isn't to say Jeremy will be the next Giannis or Draymond, but the possibilities are endless. These guys entered the league as projects, and look at how those experiments turned out. So, do you think this point guard experiment will be successful? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you made it this far.